Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. If you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So as you can see, we are at a pretty critical point in the trend here. We are approaching this old support, new resistance area. Obviously, if we break above here, we could start to look like we could have a nice move back up towards these potentially recent highs. However, obviously, if we are to get rejected here, it would look particularly bearish. It would look a lot like a head and shoulders, where obviously if we then come down again, take out this low, then probably at that point take out this low, we will be looking at lower levels, basically, maybe even down to the $30,000 level. So yeah, important juncture here. We have got a bit of risk ongoing in the market, so we're obviously getting a bit of a climb down from the conflict scenarios that are going on. So all being well, we can reestablish back above here, and if we do go into a bit of risk on again, we could very quickly find ourselves back above 42, and obviously squeeze a few of those bears as we whip up quite quickly. If we do have a look at stock markets, they are bouncing as well, not quite got up to their resistance area yet. But obviously, if we are to continue with a bit of risk on, we could find ourselves through this today, at which point stock markets could start to get a bit of a nice move up as well. I would say obviously a further nice move up, basically above that 4400 area that we're talking about. The risk off, we can see the 10-year creeping up a bit, which is obviously, it can be inflation concerns, it can be risk on, basically, and at this point is probably risk on, because if we also then look, the DXYs is easing off a little bit, and obviously the main indication of what I consider the main indication at the moment of risk on is basically a de-escalation of the crisis in the Ukraine, which obviously then is reflected most notably through energy prices and oil prices coming down. So as you can see, this move down here kind of indicates an easing off in what's going on over there, and therefore the move's been risk on moves. If we also want to have a look at gold, you can see gold easing off a little bit as well, looking a little bit toppy here, looking like it could start to come and test down. Don't forget though, gold obviously is an inflation play, and we clearly have inflation. So it may establish a new like price relationship, establish new levels. Maybe it does hold around here and then start to just gradually creep up over time. Maybe the COMEX selling fairies don't come in at the wee hours of Sunday morning and smash it all the way back down sub 1800. Maybe they don't manage it this time. Maybe we do establish a high value relationship and stay up here. Well, we shall have to see. If we also look at Bitcoin dominance, have a quick look at that. It is looking potentially a bit toppy here, like it could come down. It's obviously got this area to break through, and if we do break through this area, it's obviously below here, then yeah, we could be looking at a nice move back into this range, even if we don't break this area or test this area anytime soon. The Ethereum Satoshi pairing obviously reflecting quite similar price action, obviously, to the reverse, looking like it could potentially be putting in a bottom here at this support, and got to get a good few levels to get back up through, but obviously ultimately once it's through here, things will be looking good. The USD pairing, in a bit of no man's land here. This is not looking too good. But if we do make it above this high here, which is about 2770, we can call it, and then push on upwards through 2900, we could start to look pretty good. Obviously, this will be an area fraught with peril for the Ethereum bulls, but if we get through it, then yeah, that could be looking very much like low, higher low, and obviously high, and then looking to try and make a higher high. What else do you want to look at? Yeah, that is about it on those. If we go back over to over to Bitcoin. So we look at those stochastics, like we were looking at this obviously 10-12 round daily yesterday. You would hope we've got that 12-hour daily turning back up, but we shall see. We shall see in a second. 4-hour giving us obviously plenty of upside support here, but don't forget this is only a 4-hour, but nonetheless it is helpful. 10-hour turning up from a nice low level with the full park to run into. So yeah, potentially can bust us through this resistance area and get us trying to test back up basically above 40,000 in towards the 42,000 levels. 12-hour turning up from a particularly low level also. So this could obviously get really going and give us some nice upward momentum. And then yeah, the daily not quite turned back up yet, but looking like it is going to if we hang around here. If we push on towards basically towards that $40,000, this will turn up, and then yeah, we could be looking at a nice bounce. 2 days still coming down though. 3D yeah, it's 3D, but 3-day is starting to look like it wants to turn over. 5-day losing a bit of its upside momentum. Weekly obviously looking good from this very low level, but it is a higher time frame, and then bi-weekly and then monthly doing their thing. But what I would say is that if we can basically get above here, I mean, let's just round it up to 40,000, above 40,000, above this resistance. I do think we would at least come and test into this resistance, even if ultimately we turn down from here. But I think we'd have a good shot of breaking above. Obviously, as long as no escalation happens over there in the Ukraine. So yeah, that is kind of what we're looking at here. I guess, like I said, the most obvious thing to watch out is just the oil price. As long as this doesn't start spiking up. Obviously there was a bit of escalation the other day, which then sent us back up to the 94 handle, but we are literally at a 90 handle. I do expect this to obviously once we are getting once the chances of conflict are getting fully priced out, this to come down pretty aggressively, and stock markets to recover pretty aggressively, and Bitcoin to recover pretty aggressively. That is what I would expect if that is to happen. So yeah, all eyes on that. Basically, that is a driver. We seem to be flipping from obviously the Fed FUD to Ukraine FUD. Just a general. We are generally in a negative market. Lots of negative news things. Lots of there's not really too much positive. And obviously those are the times when obviously bottoms are put in, because when everything's quite negative, you can't increase that rate of change of negativity, and obviously then it has to then start to decline, as in it has to basically start to turn the other way basically. So yeah, there we go guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.